From Churchland High School in Portsmouth, WHCS Cable Channel 5 presents Eastern Regional Quarterfinals, the girls' basketball game between the Churchland Truckers and the Bethel Bruins. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Churchland High School for tonight's quarterfinal action between the 17-6 Bethel Bruins and the 19-3 Churchland Truckers. Right now, let's go across the court. Bob Hintz has head coach Vernon Clayton of the Bethel Bruins.
Well, Coach, you over here at Churchland, you're on the home court of this team.
Right.
You said this team is pretty fast.
Right. Yeah, this is a quick team, but, you know, we match up real well with them. They like to run. We like to run. They like to press. We like to press. So I think it's going to be a very competitive game, and it's going to be speed versus speed, I think.
Well, when we looked at the game against Minchfield the other night, 3 quarters, anybody could have won. That 1 quarter really hurt you.
That second quarter against Minchfield, you know, they came out on fire. The 2 3-pointers they hit. Then right after that, I think Shalois hit a couple of baskets. Next thing I know, we down by 6 points, and it looked like my girls' confidence just left. And they took advantage of it. And you know, they really played well, and that was a deciding quarter right there.
It really was. Well, listen, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good enough, and we'll see you later on, okay?
Okay.
Good enough. Let's go back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, and our congratulations to Coach Clayton for a great season. This game is brought to you tonight through sponsorships provided by Zoom Citgo with 5 friendly Hampton locations, by Hampton Chevrolet, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
And in part by Wood Funeral Home, where the funeral director is Richard Pulley. Let's go back across the court now. Bob has head coach Baron Duke Conrad of the Churchland Truckers.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a fine season. I know you run the regular season. Tell me a little bit about your team.
Well, we're pretty much a fast break type team. We're not a lot unlike Bethel. We like to pressure. We like to run. We have a couple of 3-point shooters. We have a decent inside game. Inside, we're led by Shelly Singleton, a 6'1" sophomore. On the perimeter, Kim Elliott and Nicole Council, our leading scorer, district most valuable player. And then we have 2 role players, 2 sisters, the Hunley sisters.
Right, yeah, I figured they were sisters.
So, I mean, we're a get-up-and-go type team, not too dissimilar. We're not quite as quick or as athletic as Bethel, but we get up and down the floor.
Well, that coach says you're pretty quick. You know, he says he's not giving away anything, and that you guys got some quickness. So you're telling us we're not going to need no shot clock tonight, right?
Well, I've been told before, actually, that we'd be a pretty good team with a shot clock. I'd venture to guess if we had a 10-second clock, we'd be right in there. Well, I told my players before the game we have to do a little better than that, patience-wise.
I hear you. Well, good luck to you tonight,
All right,
Coach.
appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank
let's
you very much.
run back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Conrad of the Churchland Truckers. Churchland 19-3 on the season, including postseason action. And their last outing, they were not victors. That's right, they lost one of their 3 losses all year to Western Branch, a team that will be coming down the pike to the winners of these contests here. Buddy Wright is our referee. That is he on the right, now the left. And Tikwa Stewart, love that name.
I know, that's pretty, isn't it?
She is the umpire for tonight's contest. So we'll have 2 officials.
Well, she's from the Peninsula District, he's from the Southeastern District. So they've got a split crew tonight. Looks from talking to the coaches, this is going to be a fast-paced game. But, you know, sometimes when you have quickness, it kind of sometimes will negate each other, and they're going to slow it down and make sure they don't make any mistakes. So let's see what happens.
Churchland, of course, will be the home team, and they are the higher-seeded team of the 2. The winner of this contest will play here again at Churchland High School in the semifinals of the region Wednesday night. And then those victors will meet Friday night for the championship. But it is a single elimination tournament. You lose, you gone.
Except for the final game.
Yep. Right now, we invite you to join us for the playing of our national anthem. Well, we are just about set for the introduction of the starting lineups.
Lady Bruins from Bethel, the Lady Truckers from Churchland High School. And now for our starting lineup from Bethel High School, where number 20 is Siobhan McKinnon.
Siobhan McKinnon will be the first player introduced. She is a junior at Bethel High School, leading scorer on the team, averaging better than 17.5 points. Number 24, Shawanda Brumskin. She is a senior. Shawana is in her final year at Bethel. Kiki Keller, Lakeisha. She is just a sophomore, number 25.
And she has really come on strong, Tim.
Monica Bryant, a senior, the tallest player on the Bethel team, number 30. And the final starter, Lakeisha Anders. She is a junior, so Vernon Clater starts 3 underclassmen for this squad and has some good backup people that are also underclassmen. Carla Roan is just a junior. Ebony Dixon is a junior. Lakeisha Davis, a junior. So some experience coming back next season. All right, for the Churchland Truckers.
I believe those are the 2 Hundley sisters, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, the Kim Elliott was number 23. Well, we'll just give you the starters.
Yeah, he just went right down the list, Tim.
Shelley Singleton. So we'll give you there, you see the Truckers, Courtney and Stacy Hundley. They are sisters. One's a junior and one is a senior. Kim Elliott, Nicole Council, and Shelley Singleton.
Very similar. They got 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore. So they've got the same mix that the Bruins do.
They really mirror each other, Bob. Their leading scorer, Nicole Council, averages 17.5 points a game. That's what Siobhan McKinnon averages. So they really have one key shooter, and they are a fast break team. They're going to run up and down the court, and should be a quick paced game, at least I hope it is, and hope you enjoy our coverage here on Channel 5. Should the Bethel Bruins ladies team advance to further action, which would be Wednesday night here at Churchland, we will be here to bring that game to you, but that's 32 minutes from now.
Yes, it is.
8-minute quarters, no shot clock in high school basketball. And the 10-second timeline, of course, that's just about the only difference. It will be Singleton against Bryant, and Bryant controls the tap for the Bethel Bruins in the green and gold. McKinnon right to the basket. Thought she might have gotten fouled, did not get a call. The Bruins will fire it up. Bryant's shot won't go.
Looked like a foul that time when McKinnon went in, but no call. Bethel back in their zone. They're in the zone as opposed to the man-to-man nice move. And that travel was called because Siobhan McKinnon got in the passing lane. And that is very important. They're picking up man-to-man, they being the Truckers. And they're going to trap.
McKinnon does a good job of getting away from the defense and feeds left side for Hundley, or Anders rather.
Lakeisha
Anders makes it 2-0 in favor of the Bruins. Back the other way, there's traveling.
Another travel, didn't know who to pass it to.
Again, good sticky defense causes you to travel.
That's exactly
Changes
right,
your
Tim.
thought. That's a perfect example twice now of people being in the right position on defense and causing the turnover. And
now they look like they're in a it's almost like a 1-2-2 zone. They start off like it's a 1-1-3 zone.
This is Shawana Brumskin. She is double teamed, and the ball is stolen by Hundley, but it's regained on a good move by McKinnon. McKinnon for 3, no good. And it comes off in the hands of Kim Elliott. And she is fouled?
No, they knocked it. That's one thing that we saw in the other game that we did last week, Tim, was McKinnon is very aggressive, and if she gets herself in foul trouble, that hurts the Bruins.
This is Courtney Hundley. Right side, long jumper off the mark. That was Council, number 24, who took the shot. She is the leading scorer on this team, and then we have a foul underneath.
And that's on Stacy Hundley going over the back, but they're going to pick up man-to-man, and they're going to put pressure on them, and they will double-team the ball all they can.
get the ball in the hands of the player they want to have the ball. That is McKinnon. She is the ball handler. Short jumper doesn't go. Offensive rebound, stick it up, and hit the top of the backboard, so that will be ruled out of bounds. And it goes over to the Truckers.
Well,
2-0.
McKinnon has no problem penetrating. She gets right in there and dumps off, and there's another steal.
And McKinnon stole it. Oh, yes, she got the ball finally. That ball took a long time to go down. And now the Bruins apply some full court pressure of their own. The Truckers are able to break it. They've got the numbers. Shot is good by number 23, Kim Elliott. So the Truckers get their first score of the night. McKinnon almost could have been called for a palming. Didn't get it. Anders has it blocked.
Well, Anders was open before McKinnon got the ball to her, and then by the time she did get the ball to her, the defense had recovered and blocked that shot.
Hundley, this is Courtney Hundley. Her sister Stacy will get the pass. And it's intercepted down at the baseline. Good job by Monica Bryant, and then she almost gave it back, but it was knocked out of bounds by Singleton. So the Bruins lead 4-2. 5:30 remaining in the first period.
And it looks like the Truckers are going to drop back into the zone. That they're not slowing the Bruins down at all.
McKinnon, Brumskin looks down low.
Oh, they're playing a box in one, Tim, or a triangle in one. McKinnon's got a player shadowing her. That's 24, Nicole Council.
Telegraphed the pass, but they were lucky they got away with that one. You got to have crisp, sharp passes.
Oh, and you have to understand also that the competition you get now is the top in the districts, in each district.
Well, I got to tell you, as far as I'm concerned, the Bruins have already faced the best team that they'll play, Menchville Monarchs.
Yeah, Menchville's got a tough team.
Truckers looking to tie the score, down by 2. Council will fire for 3. Got it.
And that's her shot. The coach said he's got some three-point shooters.
McKinnon is double teamed. Almost lost the ball, but had the presence of mind to find an open teammate. And the Bruins a little bit ragged. Need to slow it down a little bit, set it up.
Well, that looked like to me McKinnon got mugged over there. No call.
Well, they're triple teaming her, so it's going to look like a good block, and that's a jump ball. Good defense. Hey, Zooms, we're proud to have you with us. Zoom sponsored us again this year, and Zoom supports the student athletes in the Hampton City Schools. David Allen and the Zooms Corporation with 5 convenient locations. Also, Hampton Chevrolet, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard, helping to bring this first quarter of action to you right here on Channel
10
5.
seconds. I was wondering, Tim, as you was talking, I didn't want to interrupt you, but it looked like that they were taking too long to get the ball across half court, and they did. It was a 10-second violation. Good job by the Lady Bruins. And we're going to have our first substitute, and that's Ebony Dixon. She played real well the other night.
She'll replace Shawana Brumskin in the lineup for Vernon Clater. So McKinnon will set it up again, with Churchland leading 5-4. A little more than halfway through the first period. Trying to work the ball down low. They get it on a deflection. Loose ball again taken by Monica Bryant. It won't go down.
She just can't find the handle. And that's
the Truckers throw it away.
And that's what, when the adrenaline starts flowing, you're a little stronger with the pass than you normally are.
This first quarter of action also brought to you in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. On staff, Brian Wood and John Ware. And we appreciate Wood Funeral Home for all of their support during our athletic season here. And the Bruins turn it away. So the defense has turned it up a notch for both squads here, making those entry passes tough. Again, full court man-to-man pressure being utilized by the Bruins. The Truckers get it in, almost lost it, and did in fact lose it. McKinnon wants to penetrate, dishes off beautifully.
Oh, beautiful pass. Found Anders, is that, yeah.
Lakeisha Anders on the receiving end give the assist to McKinnon. And the Truckers, again, having difficulty getting it across the timeline. They're going to be close, and they just get it across. 6-5 in favor of the Bruins. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the first period. Quarterfinal action for the State Eastern Regionals. Council fires in a 2. Well, she didn't take but a millisecond to release that ball. Ball is kicked out of bounds off the leg of Churchland's Courtney Hundley.
And they do a good job trapping the ball when it gets in bounds, too. That was a great job of trapping by the Lady Truckers.
There you see our referee, Buddy Wright, retrieving the ball. The Bruins get it across the timeline nicely.
A nice move by Ebony Dixon.
Couldn't get the shot to go down. It's lost out of bounds. It was last touched by the Truckers. 7-6 rather, in favor of the Truckers. 2:29 remaining in the first. Monica Bryant has difficulty, gets the handle back. Gives to McKinnon, her shot off the mark. And Hundley rebounds for the Truckers.
Well, it looks like they've just bothering Siobhan just enough that she's not real smooth with her shot.
Dixon steals for the Bruins. They want to run with it as usual. In traffic, McKinnon gets open, fires up, no good.
That was a not bad shot she's missing. That's the shot that, as a coach, you hope you get. But that 8-10 footer.
You do need to get the rebounding in position, though. Almost got us. Trying to break our equipment over here. 1:46 remaining in the first period. Churchland will keep possession. Now Anders will check out of the game, and in her place will come Carla Roan, number 32. She's a junior. This is Council looking inside.
You gotta respect where she is, because she's going to shoot that ball.
McKinnon, 1-on-2. Force that shot up. No foul. Now a tie-up. The jump ball and the possession arrow will give the ball back to the Bruins. In the lineup for Churchland now, Melissa Betts will come in, and she will give a breather to Stacy Hundley.
I think Siobhan is wondering if she's going to constantly get mugged. We got a foul on Monica Bryant. For some reason, I didn't see the infraction.
She grabbed the Churchland player to get position on the inbounds pass and got caught. Another substitution finds Dorshawn Bradshaw in the game now for Bethel. So Coach Qtr going to the bench. Trying to get some fresh troops in there and get the best combination going that he can. Churchland's got a 3-on-2, partially blocked underneath. The stick back is no good, but a foul is called.
A good rebound position that time by Betts.
Foul will be whistled down on Carla Roan. That'll be her first. That's only the third team foul. Only one team foul against Churchland. At the free throw line will be Melissa Betts. There you see Melissa. And she hits nothing but the twines. Actually, that's only the second team foul against.
I was thinking that unless the scoreboard is wrong.
I was anticipating them putting the next one up. It wasn't the next one. All right. Betts hits both free throws, and the Truckers have a 3-point lead, their largest. Dixon looks inside, now gets it in traffic to McKinnon. Blocked inside, loose ball, tie up. The ball will go over to the Truckers.
Their Truckers aren't not that big, but they're big enough they get their hands up and they block 3 or 4 shots already.
Almost a time violation. Good defense. 46 seconds remaining in the first period. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz bringing you the Eastern Regional Quarterfinals action. Bethel Bruins and the Churchland Truckers. And we've got a double dribble.
A little out of control.
So the Bruins will bring it up. No pressure by the Truckers now the last couple of times. So Duke Conrad, the coach for Churchland, is switching up the various defenses. Dixon has it knocked away, chased down by McKinnon. Siobhan in the paint, has it knocked away, got it back herself. She'll put it up and hits. So 4 points for Siobhan McKinnon, and the Trucker lead is 1. They get it across the timeline. They've got the numbers 2-on-1. Back to Hundley. Hundley will hit. That's Courtney Hundley.
And that's the last
1 second. So the Truckers take a 3-point lead after 1 period. 11-8. It's hard to, one of the lights is out here on the scoreboard. So get a chance to watch some of the replay here while I make sure we got all of our sponsors mentioned in the first period. I don't think we got a chance to mention Gear Up Printing. And that's Tom Gear over there at 1909 North Armstead Avenue in Hampton. Give him a call at 827. What's the number, Bob?
827-8277.
Hey, see?
Hey, I remembered.
See, it's easy.
Well, you know, you get a little older, your first thing to go is your memory, and I can't remember what the second one is.
Or the third. Well, pretty evenly played first period between the two squads. Both of them a little tight, I think, and the defense was actually the dominant force, if you will, for both squads, as the shooting was a little erratic at times, although Nicole Council showed us she's got a nice release.
Oh, she's got a nice shot. She's she got 5 points. I know a 3 and a 2, but it was also probably pretty even in turnovers.
The Bruins will have the ball to start the second period.
It looks like to me what they need to do is screen for McKinnon, because she's the only one being played man-to-man, but nobody is setting a screen on her man.
3-point attempt off the mark. That one was put up by Carla Roan and didn't find the basket. This is Courtney Hundley. Churchland. Shot partially blocked. And the Truckers steal it. Roan lost it. Council drives, put it up, no good. Loose ball is rebounded by the Bruins. That is Bradshaw that got it. McKinnon wants to race up the court, does so, dishes off, too far underneath the basket. McKinnon, the loose ball, scores.
Well, you get underneath the basket, and the Churchland Lady Truckers just like a magnet. They're right on whoever's got the ball underneath that basket.
They'll try that same play again. This time they dish it off, and a foul is called. That one was easy enough for me to call.
Yeah, she got mugged.
Kiki Keller will get the personal. She made sure there was no easy basket. Betts will return to the free throw line. She hit her only other 2 attempts. Bruins trailing by just 1 point here with 6:44 remaining in the half. The loser of this contest is done for the season. The winner returns here to Churchland on Wednesday night. This time Betts misses the first. And Betts cannot get the second one either, but unfortunately for the Bruins, they fight amongst themselves for the rebound and knock it out.
You got to know that the other person in green is on your team and not fight over the rebound.
So, a second opportunity now for the Truckers. They want to work it down low. They do for a moment, but it's knocked out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Churchland.
And right there is Ron ESPN Baton getting all the action.
So the Bruins down by a point can take the lead with a basket.
Well, they're still in that box in one. They're going to play man-to-man on Siobhan. So everybody else is playing against the zone.
3-point attempt, a little long. Nutley with the rebound. Council guarded by Dixon. Nutley picked up by McKinnon. That's thought about trying to get it down low to Singleton. Now they swing it all to the left side. Council does get it in low. Singleton turns around.
Nice entry pass. As the cross court passed him, there used to be a coach tell you not to throw the ball cross court. Now it works.
Shelly Singleton scores for the Truckers. Churchland doing a good job of keeping the ball out of the hands of McKinnon. McKinnon saves it and is able to get it right to a teammate. Roan, now Dixon mishandles but gets it back. Roan will fire it up from distance and no good. The Truckers up by 3. And we've got a foul, reach-in foul. That'll be on Dixon. That's her first. 5 minutes left in the half. Low scoring contest. Here's the replay. You'll see the reach in by Dixon just as the switch over dribble.
Yeah.
Back to the live action. Hudley. Top of the key shot is off the mark by number 23, Kim Elliott. And then we've got a foul in the backcourt. This will only be the second team foul against Churchland.
And they're calling it a 23. 23 or 24, either one could have got it, but that's on Kim Elliott. And we got a timeout, Bruins. And while we got a timeout, we will pick a player of the game from the Bethel Bruins tonight, and that player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving, located at Kickotan Road. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 723-6067, Dave Buckwalter, owner. The shirt comes from the Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, located in Pocosin. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467, John Roberts, owner.
And it gives me an opportunity to remind folks that last year Zoom sponsored the first Eagle Award for academic excellence in athletics. Plans to make the award again this year to the athlete with the highest GPA from each of the Hampton City School basketball teams.
In fact, that Eagle Award will be presented at the next school board meeting, which will be televised by this crew.
And that man right there in your picture, ESPN Baton. And also a reminder that Hampton Chevrolet reminds you to be involved with your students' school. Join the PTA. It's not too late. School year is just barely half over. You got a lot of time left. Get involved with your students' activities in school. All right, 4:44 left in the first half. The Bruins trailing by 3. This is Roan to Dixon. Roan will fire it up. So far, the Bruins have not been able to hit that long outside shot. Good hustle by McKinnon to keep it alive. Roan follows, hits.
Yeah, that's just pure hustle, Tim, that Siobhan McKinnon is doing.
She's got to get some help, though. She's got to get her teammates to hit some of those shots. Oh, that was...
I'm not too sure about that foul. That was a Casper foul.
Might have been on Dixon, and it was. Dixon got her before the ball was actually stolen. The play to steal the ball was a good one, but the push, see if we watch the replay. See if the ball will come in bounds. Let's see if we can pick up. Oh, I didn't see it.
That's why I said that was a Casper foul. And that's 2 on her, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
That is the second on Ebony. So the Bruins down by a point, and it's stolen. Good hands by Brumskin. She gives to McKinnon. McKinnon now from NBA three-point territory, way behind the line. Doesn't get it to fall. Churchland will push it up the floor. No good. Singleton got it, and she is fouled.
Oh, that was the second foul. She was mugged.
Bradshaw. Watch the replay here. You'll see right there.
Kiki got her first, but it wasn't called.
Well, Bradshaw got the shooter. And she's at the free throw line with 2 shots off the mark with the first. So Shelly Singleton, as the Truckers are 2 out of 5 from the free throw line.
And they are at bonus time next foul.
While the Bruins will not be in the bonus for 4 more fouls. The Truckers have 4 to waste. Shot put up. 2 shots coming. So in the act of shooting, the foul is called.
21.
That is on Courtney Hundley. That's just her first, the 3rd team foul. But for the benefit of the Bruins, Brumskin will get 2 shots and a chance to tie this game. With 3:49 left in the first half. By no means has one team started to even take control of any sort. There you saw the replay and the foul.
Almost got the bounce on the shot.
Brumskin misses the first, but she'll get a second shot. And she makes no mistake with the second one. So a 1-point game again. Biggest lead has been 3. Bruins had led by 2.
And now they're back into their zone, and they're going to jump out and trap at half court. A little different look.
Down low, Elliott's shot. No good. A tie-up underneath. A quick whistle, and the ball
very
will go
quick
over to the Truckers.
You're right. That was a quick whistle. And
Well,
that
I've
was
seen
by
a lot of that this year.
Well, and it's the official out here at half court called it. The one underneath the basket who was closer to the ball didn't call it.
But I've seen, it would seem that the officials are trying to avoid these wrestling matches that start. And they do so by calling the whistle quickly. And they've been consistent to their benefit.
Right,
I will say
you
that
got a good point.
if you do it all the time, that's fine. All right, the turnover gives the ball back to the Bruins and a chance to regain the lead. They trail by just a point. McKinnon, baseline. Shot is blocked. Loose ball picked up by the Truckers. Elliott tries to feed it down low and is picked off. Back comes McKinnon. 2-on-2. McKinnon will put it up. No good. Brumskin follows, and she travels. She's been intimidated twice. Now, she's had her shot blocked, and that time she thought about it.
Well, Shelly Singleton is a tall young lady, and she just intimidated her shot. What you got to learn to do is go up and try to draw some contact, and you get some fouls on her.
Great hands by McKinnon, stole the ball, and then, unfortunately, her teammate wasn't expecting the pass. 2:31 remaining. Churchland still leading by just a point, and that ball thrown away by Nicole Council.
I think the pressure that both teams are putting on each other is really, they both look out of sync a little bit.
Don't forget now, for all your printing and copying needs, Gear Up Printing is the place to go. 1909 North Armstead Avenue in the heart of Hampton. Or give them a call at 827-8277. Again, the Bruins a chance to take the lead off the mark with the long shot. They just haven't been able to hit it. Score was 11-8 at the quarter break. Just 5 points in this quarter for the Bruins and 3 points for Churchland. 2 high-scoring teams that just haven't been able to get it done because the defense has been good. Elliott gives to Hundley. Hundley has it partially blocked, but the stick back underneath, no good. And knocked out of bounds by Churchland, I believe.
No, it's knocked out by the Bruins.
Oh, okay. Well, she pointed in that direction.
She said white and pointed the wrong way, I guess.
In any event, Churchland will inbounds. Hundley to Hundley. Council will fire it up from 3-point land. No good. And skying for the rebound is number 22, Bradshaw.
That was a nice rebound.
Got up there and stole it away from the taller Trucker. McKinnon has it knocked away, but saved by Brumskin. Put it up. Yes!
Whoa! Used the whole rim, Tim.
And gives the Bruins the lead with 1:32 remaining in the half. Council off the glass, no good. Singleton follows, no good. Singleton again, yes. So 2 offensive rebounds for the Truckers pay off. And Nicole Council hurt her hand on that last play. She's shaking her hand. Could have been called for a foul there. She reached in but didn't get the call. McKinnon in traffic is fouled by Council.
McKinnon is saying, give me a break. I have been mugged and mugged and mugged. And they haven't been calling any fouls. And that's only the 4th foul on the Truckers.
We'll get a chance to watch the replay again. There you saw it. It was actually on Hundley. Stacy Hundley, 22, was called for the foul.
Oh, really? Oh.
I thought the Council got her, but on the
I
replay,
thought, yeah, I would have
22.
definitely thought Nicole Council would have been called for it.
So Bryant will come back in, and she will replace Bradshaw, who did a good job. Good job of rebounding.
Oh, really? Bradshaw is just a, she is a, I'm sorry, she's a senior also. Well, wait a second. Now, they got her listed as 5'4", Tim. She's no 5'4".
If she's on her knees, maybe. So McKinnon hits the first free throw to tie the game with 1:05 remaining in the half. Can't get this one to go down. Loose ball, tie up. And the possession arrow gives it back to the Bruins. (16-all) with 1:02 remaining. McKinnon for 3, no good. And the long rebound goes out of bounds to the Truckers. Again, full court pressure.
Well, I tell you, that's close to getting a 5-second call, bringing that ball inbounds.
Ooh, ouch. Boy, a nasty spill taken by the Churchland player. She went up to get the ball and lost her footing. That's Betts, and she really went down in a heap.
Well, and you see what the official did. He called it, even though they didn't have the ball, Tim, as long as there's not a breakaway, you're taking a sure basket away from a team, then you could, as an official, can call timeout to check on an injured player. And while we have this little quick timeout, let me again remind the folks that we do thank Buckwalter Engraving and the Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods for helping us recognize a player of the game from the Bethel Bruins tonight, and they will receive a plaque and a shirt. And I hope, it looks like she came down with her elbow, and I see they're bending her arm. You come down, you hit your crazy bone, or
she really smacked the floor.
She really did.
She went up high to get the pass. It was a tall pass. I think she's okay. I was more concerned she might have hit the back of her head because she came down awkwardly, but we're real happy to see that she is shaking it off and headed off to the bench. Melissa Betts, a tough cookie. Hanging tough. Yeah, but she came down heavily, and there could have been a foul called if you wanted to really call it real close, because there was contact between herself and a Bethel player. The player I did not recognize, or do not recall which one it was. But
it was McKinnon.
I thought it was McKinnon. So she may have gotten a break there. Bryant, shot is well off the mark. Good hustle.
I tell you, you got to be impressed with the speed of the Bruins.
Put it up, no good. Loose ball is corralled by Council with 19 seconds remaining and a 16-16 game. Nicole Council, she'll fire it up, no good, but nobody for the Bruins underneath for rebound.
Nobody on the weak side. Where was the weak side rebounders that time?
Kim Elliott had time to put it on the floor and dribble one time before she took the shot, and now at the conclusion of the period, McKinnon rather, fired it up and got the heel of the rim, but it came out, and we have reached halftime, and we are as close as you can be
without being tied.
Being tied. It's 16 for the Bruins, 18 for the Truckers. We'll return to Churchland High School for the third period of action after this brief timeout. There you see the Churchland Truckers returning to the court, and to the left of your screen there in the burgundy sweater, that's our main man. There he is. Center him up. There's Mike Keach.
That's the with the snow on the top.
Snow on the top. Better to have snow than no. Mr. Keats, of course, the fine writers of the Daily Press, providing statistics for us throughout the football and basketball season. And speaking of statistics, yeah, I segued right into that. Get a chance to watch some of the first half action while I tell you who's done what. The leading scorer for the Lady Bruins, as you might have expected, is Siobhan McKinnon with 7 points, 3 baskets and 1 of 2 free throws. 4 points for Lakeisha Anders, both from 2 baskets from the floor. 3 points for Shawana Rumskin. She had a basket and 1 of 2 free throws, and 2 points for Carla Roan. And 2 out of 4 free throws for the Bruins. For the Churchland Truckers, they had a pair of leaders. Nicole Council had 5 points. She had those early in the first half and didn't score again. Had a 2 and a 3. 5 points for Shelley Singleton. 2 points for Melissa Betts. 4 points for Kim Elliott. And 2 points for Courtney Hundley. And the Truckers were 3 out of 6 from the free throw line.
And that's the job that Ron Baton hates the worst.
Having to work with the cheerleaders.
Yes.
All right, we are underway. This is the last half of the season for one of these two teams. The Lady Bruins are trying to make it a new era on the peninsula. And we've got a traveling call as the young lady got the ball, Kiki Keller.
Well, sometimes when you get a pass, the person that makes the pass has also got to know where the defensive is. And as soon as she caught the ball, Tim, there was a defensive person right there, and she really had nothing to do but to travel. She couldn't dribble, couldn't do anything. And so, you know, sometimes it's not the person that's catching the ball.
The Bruins double team and get the ball back. This is Anders. Anders' shot is short, however.
Man, they are just coming up short. It's like they're short-arming the shots. But I'll tell you, I'm impressed with the defense of the Lady Truckers. That boxing one has really affected the flow of the Bethel Bruins. Whenever McKinnon goes in with the ball, she is double-teamed immediately.
Council will try a 3 off the heel of the rim. The long rebound comes into the hands of Keller. This is McKinnon. She is the point guard, ball handler, main scorer. She does all the good stuff. Off the glass, too strong. Anders bounces it off of a Churchland Trucker out of bounds. First quarter found Churchland up by 3, 11-8. And then the Bruins actually outscored Churchland 8-7 in the second. And that is where we stand, a 2-point game. McKinnon for 3, no good. Offensive rebound, stick it up and in. That was Kiki Keller.
And that's what you got to do. You got to get the rebounds.
And stolen by Anders. Keller can't hold it, and they lose it back over to the Truckers. But this is what, if the Bruins are going to win the game, this is the kind of game they've got to play.
That's right. They've got to make the other team turn that ball over, and they're doing a good job so far. Almost got it, Travel.
Almost got her to walk. Monica Bryan, and she mugs the player as she goes by, Hundley. And that was probably a good thing that she did, because it would have been an easy basket otherwise.
Oh, she's going to give him shots. She wasn't shooting. She mugged her before she went up with the ball.
Well, I saw it the other way. I actually thought she was in the act of shooting, and that's the way Buddy with the same barber that I have right called it. Buddy and I go to the same barber.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why you agreed with him.
That's right. We stick together. Stacy Hundley misses the first. We're tied at 18. And Hundley unties the game with 1 of 2 free throws. The Bruins, you know, to be this close, Bob, and to have shot so poorly as they did in the first half, they've got to be encouraged. If they just had a couple of those shots go down, they would have been ahead.
That's right.
Long pass in the corner for Bryant. She'll put it up and in.
Whoa, that's probably not a shot that she normally would take.
She might take that one again another time. She liked that one. Again, double teaming, triple teaming. The Truckers get it across the timeline, and that's a bad call.
She stood there.
That's a terrible call.
How could that be a foul?
That's a terrible call. Monica Bryant stood her ground, had her hands up, and the Churchland player jumped into her. That was an awful call. I don't like to get on the officials, but I don't like that call at all. Monica Bryant will come out now. That's her third personal foul. There you see David Pearson on your screen and some other dignitaries along.
Oh, right to the left, to his right, as a matter of fact, is Findolf Taylor.
You see the replay of that. That was a horrible call, if I can say so. I won't get on.
You don't have to convince me.
I won't get on the officials too strong here. 1 of 2 free throws, and we are tied at 20. Siobhan McKinnon will fire it up. No good. Kim Elliott with the rebound for the Truckers.
No offside rebounding, a weak side rebounding by the Bruins, and there's a young lady you can't let get an open look at the basket because she can stick them.
That was Nicole Council. She scored a 2 and a 3 early in the first period and then went blank afterwards. That's her first basket of the second half. She has 7. Shot just won't go.
It looks like they're not following through with the shot, that they're what I call short arming them.
Bradshaw had a good look. She just couldn't get it to stay down.
And again, you can't leave her open 2 times in a row. Somebody's got to get on that gal.
Well, I guarantee you Vernon Clater will tell someone to get on her because that's a 5-point lead, 2 consecutive baskets uncontested by the most valuable player of the Eastern District. And now you see the turnover.
He needs to call timeout. He's telling them to settle down. But I tell you, if they score this time, they being the Lady Truckers, you're going to have to call a timeout.
25-20 as the Bruins have stayed close throughout. They don't want it to get away from them all of a sudden here. 4:44 remaining in the third period. I've been wrapped up in the game. I haven't been talking about our sponsors here. And looked to be a good block.
How can you get that from back there when this official here didn't get it?
Bob, we can't talk to the officials now. We got to explain the game. Zooms continues to watch the replay while I tell you about our sponsor here. Oh, she had all ball.
All ball.
They continue to help support and acknowledge academic excellence in our schools, and last year they presented that Eagle Award I've talked about. They were recognized by the Hampton City School Board recently, and we appreciate Zooms and David Allen, all of his fine folks, helping us bring you this contest amongst all the others. Nicole Council missed the first, and she misses the second one, so that foul that I didn't agree with didn't hurt as it turned out.
The only way it hurt was put a foul on one of the Bruins.
Yeah, your printing job deserves all the attention it deserves, and it gets it at Gear Up Printing. They're located at 1909 North Armstead Avenue in Hampton. And speaking of Hampton, Hampton Chevrolet is one of our sponsors for tonight's contest. We appreciate their support throughout both the football and the basketball season. Hampton Chevrolet, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Bruins need a basket here. They're down by 5. Put it up, and finally something goes in for Brumskin, as she has 5 on the evening, and it cuts the lead down to 3. Churchland's got the numbers.
Now that's one of the things about the press. If you don't come out with it, you're going to have a 2 or 3-on-1, and that's exactly what happened that time.
In the lane, McKinnon answers. So the Bruins now again down by 3. That's been the biggest lead, I'll get this out yet, that Churchland had was the 5-point lead. They've had that a couple of times here in the second half. So far, the Bruins have been able to keep it from getting beyond that. Almost for Council. She just missed a 3. Brumskin will push it up. She has a free lane to the basket, but can't get the shot to drop. And a tie-up.
I don't understand how come they cannot make a layup. And then the foul becomes a frustration. And that's 3 or 4 on the Bruins and none on the Churchland Truckers. 4. The foul's a little lopsided.
Churchland ball is a player control foul. Brumstead will come out. Dixon will come in. Also having entered the game is Bradshaw. Did a good job in the first half. and Kiki Keller. So it's Keller and McKinnon, Dixon, Carla Roan, who's also come in the game. And the Bruins are able to get the turnover. Got the Hundley sisters out there for Churchland.
Oh, my goodness. Excuse me.
Ball wouldn't stay down.
Oh, my goodness.
Foul is on Courtney Hundley. She is on the court with along with her sister Stacy.
Well, that was a chance for a three-point play, which would have tied it up.
Nicole Council is out there along with Kim Elliott. And also on the court is Tawanda Brown for the first time in the contest, number 13 for Churchland. And McKinnon, all-important free throw, hits the first. One coming, and the lead is 2, so she can make it a one-point game here. Can't get it to go down, but the Bruins get the offensive rebound. Ball is loose, and the tie-up, jump ball, and a possession arrow will give it back to Bethel.
But I tell you, you got to be impressed with the way the Truckers go for the ball. You get that ball into the zone, there's 3 or 4 gals just right around that ball all the time.
Bruins can tie or take the lead. No good. Offensive rebound. Dixon put it up. Yes!
And that was a classic example of what to do right, and that is to follow your shot.
Council misses. And back come the Bruins. They want to run. McKinnon's got a player on the right. She gives it to her. Roan, yes!
Yo, all right.
Carla Roan scores. Hundley double team, tied up. Ball is stolen to McKinnon in the lane. Got it! Siobhan McKinnon, 6 straight points for the Bruins, and they pick up a 5-point lead.
Well, that's what a pressure defense will do for you, Tim. Woo!
Got excited if 4 points is the lead, but nonetheless, 6 consecutive points. The defense has caused it. And finally, some of those shots that haven't been going down have started
and you know
to
what started that, Tim, and we watched some of the replay, was that great job by Ebony Dixon. Shot the shot, got her own rebound, followed her shot, put it back up, and then boom, they got a couple steals. And normally in the first half, that would have been called a jump ball.
Oh, in the second half also. I mean, that's been a jump ball all night long. But to the benefit of the Bruins, they didn't call a jump ball. They got the ball underneath the basket, reeled off 6 consecutive points, and have taken a 4-point lead after trailing 27-25.
Well, Tim, that has to be the biggest lead that the Bruins have had tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And we will pick a player of the game from the Bethel Bruins tonight, and that player receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwald Engraving, located at Kickintan Road in Hampton. The shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, located in Poquoson. We appreciate their help in letting us recognize a player of the game from the Bethel Bruins, the Lady Bruins.
So the Bruins will continue not quite the same pressure as they will pick up the
Well, this looks like almost a 1-3-1 three-quarter trap or half-court trap. See how they're going to do it.
Elliott had the open shot, instead kicks it outside. Hundley back to Elliott. Elliott will shoot the short jumper, no good. Carla Roan with the rebound for the Bruins. No hesitation now. The Bruins have regained some of their confidence.
Oh! You got to be impressed with Carla Roan.
This is Brown, and she double-dribbled.
Double dribble. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Makes you do things you're not used to.
33-27, a 6-point lead, the largest of the game for either team. 1:33 remaining in the third period. Winner advances to the semifinals Wednesday night. The loser goes home. Dixon will fire it up, no good. Offensive rebound for a moment, but it was finally stolen by Singleton. And a good play. Good play by the Truckers.
Excellent play.
That's how you get to be MVP in the district. You have the smarts to go along with the athleticism. That time, Council saw she was going to have to just barely get a hand on the ball, and she slapped it off of the back of the defender from Bethel to make it go out of bounds and keep possession. Good heads-up play. This is Council giving to Hundley, all the way out to her sister Stacy.
And you got to be aware of where Council is, because this young lady can hit those long threes.
They get the ball into Singleton, in and out, and again Carla Roan with an offensive, or check that, a defensive board.
And she has really picked up the her intensity. She has started some games this year.
Half a minute to go. The Bruins by 6. They had trailed by 5 in this quarter. Now they'll pull it out and try for the last shot.
That's not a bad thing to do.
Well, looks like Churchland will let them do it. I'd wear as much time off the clock as I could. Make this a real short game. Down to 10 seconds, now to 6. 4. Put it up. Too strong. And a blocking foul. Blocking foul as the buzzer sounded. That will be the 5th team foul. That will go against Kiki Keller at the buzzer. That will not be a shooting situation. And the
possession arrow belongs to Churchland, so they'll get to bring the ball inbounds.
By far the best quarter for the Bruins. 17 points for the Bruins in that quarter, and just 9 points for the Truckers. And as I mentioned, the Truckers led 25-20. We were only able to score 2 points from that point on.
So they got outscored 13-2.
13-2 during that run, exactly.
Quite a run. But the foul situation is really different. You got 5 fouls against the Bruins and only 1 foul called in that whole quarter against the Lady Truckers.
Well, the difference in this second half so far has been spreading that wealth around. Monica Bryant got in the score column. 4 points for Carla Roan, 2 points for Ebony Dixon, 5 points for Siobhan McKinnon, and Brumskett picked up 2. So everybody started. I understand that's Siobhan McKinnon's daddy.
Right there, and you
Proud
think he's
papa.
not a proud papa?
But that's what the Bruins were not getting in the first half. In the first half, they just got scoring basically from McKinnon and Anders, and that was it. And Anders has not scored here in the second half.
Oh, so she's due.
So the Truckers get the ball to start the 4th and final period, down by 6. Largest lead for either team. Knocked out of bounds by the Bruins. The Bruins are in pretty good shape foul-wise. Keller has 2 fouls, as does Dixon. Monica Bryant has 3, but their big player in that department, McKinnon, who has been prone to get in foul trouble, has no fouls. This is McKinnon across the timeline, giving to Roan.
Oh, they're going to pull him out, make him come out in a man-to-man.
Well, I'd shorten the game.
I would too.
No question about it. I'd make them come out and play me. Although I always like to play the way I got the lead. I hate to see a team lose.
Well, oh yeah, there was a travel. I didn't know if she caught it or not. The ball got hung up on her hip, and she took 2 steps before she could dribble it. Big break for the Bruins.
Well, my point would be that the Bruins don't want to lose their momentum, but you can still do that and keep control of the game. But they had really picked up the pace in the 3rd period. And let's just hope that by changing this, Carla Roan is unconscious. She has
nobody back.
And Hundley makes them pay. Stacy Hundley with her first basket of the night. No defense, and that was very uncharacteristic of the Bruins. McKinnon just too quick for Nicole to stick with, and McKinnon goes coast to coast and scores.
And she is so fast.
So Council burned by the faster McKinnon. Hundley out to her sister, Courtney. Council will fire it up. no good. Long rebound comes off to Hundley. She's guarded by Keller. Council will penetrate and shoot. Got it.
She's a shooter. She's got a good athlete. Nice looking shot.
She had 5 in the first half. She has added 7 here. She's got 12, and a foul is called. Foul, I believe, has been called against
42,
Shelley Singleton.
I think. Was that who it was, 42?
Yeah. Singleton. Just the second team foul, 5 against the Bruins. They lead by 6 with 6:02 remaining. This fourth quarter being brought to you in part by Zoom's Sitco with 5 convenient Hampton locations. Roan's shot wasn't there. Dixon is fouled.
Whoa,
Singleton comes up hobbled, but she also gets her second foul.
Oh, she was going to block that shot. There was no doubt about it. She was going up in the air to do exactly that.
Now, they're not going to say she was in the act of shooting.
No, she never got a chance. Watch it. This is the miss shot, and Ebony gets right there. I mean,
yep.
She comes down before she can ever do anything.
Carla Roan, who's been hot, can't get this one. Hundley rebounds to Council. Hampton Chevrolet, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard, one of our fourth quarter sponsors tonight for this contest. Hope you'll support our corporate sponsors. And a tie-up jump ball gives the ball to the Bruins. Mentioned Zoom Sitco, Hampton Chevrolet, Gear Up Printing, Tom Gear, 1909 North Armstead Avenue. Give them a call at 827-8277. That's right, 827-8277.
You could be stuttering and get that.
Gear Up Printing. Brumskin, guarded by her like number, does a good job of evading Nicole Council. In the lane, Carla Roan, no, but she is fouled.
That's the third straight foul on, was it Singleton?
I believe that's on 42. Yep, that's who it is. So
he's giving McKinnon a break. She's not in the ball game right now. So maybe we'll have a timeout.
Watch the replay. There's a foul could have been called there. Then Singleton got her in the act of shooting. So 2 shots coming. 6-point lead, 5:04 remaining. The Bruins are going to make this with a nail-biter down until the end here. Bethel 17-6. Churchland 19-3. There you see one of the young fans having a good time sitting over on the Bethel side.
I tell you, that doesn't take much to get them going. But I'm impressed with the way the Lady Bruins have stuck in there. They played real ragged and like they were out of sync that first half, but we're not trailing. But what would you say? What was it, 2 points at the end of the half? And then came back that third quarter and just put in a super third quarter, led by Carla Roan, not only scoring some points, rebounding at both ends of the court. And you got to also be impressed with Ebony Dixon. I think another young lady comes off, both of these young ladies coming off the bench have shown that Bruins are more than 5 deep. They've got 6, 7, 8 they can go down, and that always makes the coach happy. You can look down on the bench and you can put somebody in you got confidence in.
Both of these teams coming into this game off of a loss. Only the third loss of the season for Churchland last Friday night as they lost to Western Branch. And of course, the Bruins lost for the third time in the season. There you see one of our fine camera people, Mr. Braxton.
Yeah, we got Nat Braxton, we got Tanya Sykes, we got ESPN Baton in the truck, we got Beverly Penn on the slow motion, we've got Bianca, I've got my own place, Petaway on the graphics, and Scotty Beam Me Up Bowers is our main man in the truck, doing everything else.
Carla Roan got the first one. Second one doesn't go, but Dixon with the offensive rebound, put it back up short. And Singleton is tied up. No, a foul. And this is about the 4th time that Singleton has swung those elbows around. One of these times, the officials are going to call her for it. Now that's the 6th team foul against the Bruins. 4, so the fouls have evened up pretty well here. It was 4-0. It was 5-1 at one point. But now it's 6-4, so the Bruins will give up the bonus after the next foul. But then the Truckers can only give 2 after that. Stolen by McKinnon. She anticipated that pass perfectly.
With her speed.
Finds Dixon. No good. And taken right out of her hands by Singleton, but stolen right back by Kiki Keller.
I tell you, these ladies are so fast.
These ladies are thieves, Bob. They're thieves. They'll steal your pocket.
There's a foul there pushing by.
Oh, yeah. McKinnon underneath.
And you can't let that young lady do it. She'll burn you all night.
She has 16 unofficially here in the contest. Only 1 player back on defense. And Council makes them pay. You got to get back on defense.
Well, there was a Bruin back, Tim, but the Bruin had her back to the ball. She had no idea where the ball was.
7-point lead for Bethel. 4:04, almost halfway through the fourth period. McKinnon now will set it up. She is guarded by Nicole Council, almost stolen. Dixon will put up a shot that's partially blocked. And Singleton rebounds for the Truckers. They're down by 7 with 3:44 to go. Council, you can't leave this young lady alone. She will score and hurt you. Bruins look like they're getting a little bit out of wind here, off the mark. And the rebound to none other than Carla Roan, who is right now my pick for player of the game. And there's a foul in the backcourt.
Well, Tim, you know, what I'm looking at is here you got this young Singleton gal, probably the best player, and you said she was a player of the region, or this district. She's been playing man-to-man on McKinnon. You know, she is working hard, and that's going to affect her offensively, and that was a foul caused because you're tired.
Oh, that was clearly exactly that. She was just ran out. There's a foul and didn't get it called. There's another foul. All kinds of contact. Then the fouls are almost even now. 5 on Churchland, 6 on the Bruins, but the Bruins, well, they give it up. I started to say they could wear some time off the clock. McKinnon gets back well, but Council makes her pay with the basket.
You got to protect the ball.
5-point lead. The Bruins barely get it in time. Roan gives to McKinnon. McKinnon fouled.
Mugged.
I don't know what you got to do to get a foul in Churchland. McKinnon kicks it out. Bryant hit one earlier. Hits
Oh, big bucket, big bucket.
2:38 to go. 7-point lead. That was a huge basket by Monica Bryant. Council shot an air ball. That'll give it over to the Bruins.
Tim, Monica Bryant's got a spot over there on that court. Two from that same spot. We have a timeout. We will pick a player of the game from the Bruins tonight, and they will receive a plaque and a shirt from Buckwalter's Engraving and Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods. Woo! What a nice game this has turned out to be.
It ain't over yet, though.
And Bethel, I'm sorry, not Bethel, but the Churchland has one more foul before they go into the 1-and-1. But I tell you, there have been mugs out here at half court.
Well, there's just all kinds of body contact. I mean, these are fouls that can very easily have been called, and quite frankly have been called on other occasions tonight.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of reaching in, a lot of bumping, and that is a foul.
Yeah. When you do that bumping, you're right, that's contact.
Let's just remind everybody that our sponsors here in the fourth quarter are Hampton Chevrolet in, of course, Hampton. Gear Up Printing, Tom Gear and the fine folks. They were recently honored by the City Council for their Honors Park. The park built to honor police officers in the community who made the ultimate sacrifice. And Zoom's Citgo, been a sponsor with everything we do, and we appreciate all the corporate sponsorship so we can bring you these contests and hopefully help Bethel and the Phoebus boys advance to bigger and better things. Now, the Phoebus boys will be a game we will not be able to carry for you because of a conflict with Homework 2000. This would be a big basket. A foul is called.
And that's great.
4th foul on Singleton.
Well, and that also means that the next foul, the Bruins will be shooting 1-and-1, as will the next foul on the Bruins. The Churchland will be shooting 1-and-1, and we got wholesale substitution as we watch the replay. Got 3 players coming in for the Churchland. He had 3 in there for defense only, and he brings 3 more in for offense. He's trying to rest his offensive players.
Shawana Brumskin with some big free throws here. Can't get the first one. The Bruins with 2:21 remaining, up by 7. Rumskin short. And a lane violation in any event, so it'll go over to the Truckers. They trail by 7. They are 19-3 on the season. The Bruins pulling for the upset here, 17-6. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz, hope you've enjoyed it here right on Channel 5. Council just off the front of the rim. Stick back, no good. Batted around and finally controlled. That is Miss McKinnon. Check that. That's 24th Brumskin, rather. Brumskin, and
she was mugged.
Fouled. Well, she's down and went down hard. And I would imagine Vernon Clater's about to lose his cool because he's watched an awful lot of contact go uncalled tonight.
Well, I tell you, Tim, we have done a lot of ball games, but I look over there at Vernon Clater, and he's as cool ahead as I've seen in a long time. And he's one of the best dress coaches in the district.
Not only is he cool, but he dresses well.
Oh, now that's when you want to hit him when they're 1-1 because you don't get the second one unless you get the first one.
That makes an 8-point lead with 1:57 remaining.
And you know that they're going to be shooting threes.
Off the heel of the rim and chased down. What a great job by the Bruins to knock it off of a Churchland player.
That was who? That was
Kiki.
Kiki Keller.
Smart heads-up basketball. She was trapped and she bounced the ball off of a Churchland player and keeps the ball in the hands of the green and gold. Monica Bryant kicks it out for Roan. The Bruins have all the points they need. They just want to wear this clock off now. 1:47, up by 8. And that'll be it for Singleton. Boy, is she frustrated. Check, that's not Singleton, rather that's 24.
24, that's Council.
That's Council, just her first.
Well, you got dyslexia.
I do, I'm dyslexic. What can I tell you? But that's the second one on her. That was just a simple frustration foul. Yeah. She said, I got to foul them.
And they have to. They can't let the Bruins run off a lot of clock.
That was the 6th team foul against, should be the 8th team foul. The Churchland team actually has more fouls now. And stolen by McKinnon. Missed her first free throw, but got the ball and then lost it.
Yeah, that was a time when she should have brought it back out.
You bet. Council will fire it up and hits. That three-pointer. That's her 3rd triple. The Bruins have Monica Bryant all alone. Blocked.
And Monica Bryant touched the ball standing out of bounds. That's why there was a violation then.
5-point lead. Now, Clater says, look, we got to get our heads together here, folks. We make some heads-up plays, and then we make a couple of bad plays.
Well, McKinnon went into the lane, should have left the lane alone and run some clock off. That's a three-pointer from Council, and a nice long throw here. And then you can see she gets down, and there was contact. There's no doubt about that, but she was out of bounds when she touched the ball, and that's why.
Yeah, there wasn't a foul on Bryant. That was
no, there was a foul against Bryant. On that stuff, it looked like it was body contact to me. That's what I was talking about. Irregardless, there will be no foul, and you're right.
What I'm saying is they didn't call a foul. The ball.
No, I'm saying they should have.
Yeah, they should have been. Right. But there wasn't one call. What happened was Bryant hit the ball while she was standing out of bounds.
Right. That's why the ball was turned over. Right.
So the fouls remain 8-6. 5-point lead for the Bruins. Just a minute and 20 remaining in the contest. I should say at this point in regulation time, I guess. You just can't let Nicole Council set up for those 3 points or even 2-pointers. You've got to blanket her and make her non-existent if you're a Bruin. You've got to take her out of the game. This is Council with the ball.
To make somebody else beat you.
And Betts comes up short with the pass, or shot rather, and then a jump ball.
Oh, give me a break. I mean, that is too fast a call. When down at the other end, they fight over for 4 seconds, and there's no call.
1:08 remaining, 43-38. Bruins up by 5, trying to hold on here. Elliott is open, hits the 3. It's a 2-point game. And a blocking foul on the Truckers.
Well, you got to make your shots. This is the ninth foul, so it's still a 1-and-1. You got to make that first one. That young lady, is that her first points of the game?
Kim Elliott, no, that's her. She had 4. She's added 4. She has 8 for the game. Siobhan McKinnon with the all-important free throws. Didn't get him. And then a foul on McKinnon.
And that puts them on a 1-and-1. You don't want to do that.
So the Truckers down by 7, 43-35, have reeled off 6 straight points, down by 8 rather, and they are back in it down by just 2, and Elliott will go to the free throw line with 1-and-1. Roan will come in, Brumskin will come out.
Well, you got to rebound and you got to block out.
Elliott gets the bonus. And now 4 fresh bodies in the game for
defensive purposes.
Conrad, yep. Substituted all he could. Churchland trying to tie the game after trailing by 8 points. And they do. Tied at 43, and then just as quickly, back come the same 4 for Churchland. This is McKinnon. Siobhan almost lost it in the lane. They kick it back out to Bryant. To Dixon, tied up, 40 seconds remaining. Carla Roan. On the switch, Roan under the basket. Kicks it back out, McKinnon penetrates, put it up. No good, but a foul is called. That'll be a 2-shotter. 25 seconds remaining. You've got to make these free throws.
Oh, you do that.
Well, we want to thank all the folks here at Churchland High School for all of the assistance and our crew setting up tonight's contest.
Bill Strickland, athletic director, helped us out, as always.
Good on the first is McKinnon. Carla Roan comes out. Brumskin back in for the Bruins. The Bruins with a 1-point lead need this second free throw.
Good shot at Siobhan McKinnon.
Got it.
Pressure free throw. Pressure free throw, Tim.
So now a timeout called by Churchland, down by 2, but don't forget they've got the 3-point shooter.
Well, they've got Siobhan's mom right there in the middle of the screen. Tim, they got 2 ladies that have hit 3-pointers. Only one has tried one. The last gal that hit her, who was Kim Elliott. Well, we do have to come up for a player of the game, Tim, and you said you're kind of leaning towards Carla Roan.
Well, I may have to change that to McKinnon because those were, I mean, let's face it, those were clutch free throws. Now it remains to be seen whether or not they are the difference in the game, but 25 seconds remain. The Bruins up by 2. They had led by 8, but a furious comeback by the Churchland Truckers. A couple of 3-pointers and some good defense.
Well, right now, if you're the Bruins, what you've got to be concerned with is not the foul, number 1. Number 2 is not let Elliott or Council get a good look at the basket, play good head-up defense, and keep your pressure on as you always do, but be aware of where those shooters are. And you might see the Bruins play man-to-man.
They just get it in. McKinnon guarding against Council. Council penetrates, put the shot up, no good, but she will get 2 shots with 14 seconds remaining. Boy, that shot was real close to going down, too.
It really was.
Monica Bryant gets called for her 4th personal foul. And it will send Nicole Council to the free throw line. Council tonight is 0 for 2 at the charity stripe. 2 shots coming. It's the first.
And that always gives you a lot of confidence when you get that first one.
Now the Bruins are going to let her have a little time to think about it.
We got some real crazy fans behind us here. But you're right. This is a good time to take a timeout, kind of ice her a little bit. But if she misses a shot, you got to get the rebound. If she makes it, you've got to be careful of bringing the ball in bounds because pressure is on them. You get one shot, you can take it down, take your time, maybe draw a foul or whatever, because the worst thing that can happen is you turn the ball over if you're a Bruin. If you're a Churchland trucker, then you got to make sure you don't commit a stupid foul. You don't put the Bruins with a chance because regardless of what foul is made, it's going to be a 2-shot foul because there's 10 fouls called on the lady truckers.
Unofficially, as I look down my list here, McKinnon had 7 in the first half. She has added 11 for a game-high 18 points. Carla Roan, who has had 7 in the second half, had 2 in the first for 9 points. But it's been the rebounding and the hustle of both Roan and McKinnon that have put Bethel in a position to win this game. And the Truckers will try to tie it with this second free throw. 14 seconds remaining. And she was perfect.
And she got them both.
So we're tied at 45.
And they're going to let him bring the ball down the court, Tim. I don't think I'd do that.
I think it's a great idea as far as the Bruins are concerned.
Oh, yeah.
McKinnon needs to take advantage. He wants to call a timeout and does.
Well, if you're going to do that, why waste 7 seconds to call a timeout? I mean, Bruins wasted 7 seconds bringing that ball up the court. I don't understand. That's not a... if you're going to call timeout, then get it up here as fast as you can and call timeout.
Well, I think they wanted to make certain they did get it across the timeline, and of course now they get it at side court. They have 7 seconds, which to the Bruins' benefit, the game is tied. As long as they have the ball, they can't lose in regulation.
That's right.
So if they get the ball inbounds, get a shot away, it either goes in or they get fouled, then they have a chance with very little time remaining. So using up the 7 seconds isn't quite as important as if you'd had 10 and you used 7 of them and only had 3 seconds left. 7 seconds is plenty of time to set up a play. I would suspect we don't have any statistic on timeouts, but I would have to think that both teams have pretty much expired their timeout allotments.
Well, if they haven't, they're down to 1 left. If they've got that in, if they've got any left, it's 1.
All right, it's coming down to this, folks.
And I'm going to put a man-to-man on McKinnon.
It's this or overtime. McKinnon uses a screen to get open. Almost lost the ball. McKinnon put it up. No, she passed it inside. And a jump ball as the buzzer sounds, and we have overtime. So McKinnon had a real good chance.
Yes, he did.
Got the ball. They really let her walk down and set up on the baseline.
Yeah, and I'm very surprised that they let her dribble all the way down to the baseline.
Yeah. I know it.
Well, this is this our first overtime game this year?
I think it is. Now, this is a 4-minute. I started to say it's a 3-minute. It's a 4-minute overtime.
You can see she comes down.
Yeah.
And you know, it could have very well been called a foul, but in all fairness, you let the players decide the game.
Well, they'll have 4 minutes of overtime. It is not sudden death, so if you're used to sudden death overtime, of course that's not the case here. You'll get a timeout allocated to each team. I think it's one.
Well, not only that, Tim, you get one more timeout, but this is the only other time that you're going to have a jump ball. The beginning of the game and the beginning of each overtime. There's no possession arrow until after the ball and somebody gets possession. Now, the big gal for Churchland has got 4 fouls, I believe. Doesn't see number 42, Singleton?
The Bruins will be going in the same direction they had been in the 4th period. Ball was controlled by the Bruins, but then they lost it to Council. This is Nicole Council.
They're going to hold it and make Bethel come out man to man.
Well, the Bruins now will say, okay, well, we'll just take a little breather here, let you set up. We're not in any hurry. Council, who was instrumental in making this a tie game, got the basket.
Oh, she got the nice bounce, nice roll, nice shot. Went under the basket, used the basket as a defender.
It was Council's 2 free throws that sent this game into overtime. Carla Roan got it back, knocked away. The Bruins get it back and then lose it.
Now the spacing was not good that time on the Bruins offense. Now you can hold it, make the Bruins come out.
.250 remaining. Churchland up by a pair. The young lady with the ball is the reason why they are in overtime and why they lead. And you got a 5-second call. Apparently, referee Wright's whistle doesn't work anymore.
Could very well be.
In any event, the Bruins down by a bucket. 2.5 minutes to go in the overtime. McKinnon thought about it as the ball knocked back almost to the timeline. Roan had a reach in, couldn't get it, got it back. McKinnon in the lane, put it up, no good, but she draws the foul.
And that could be all for Singleton.
If that's Singleton, it is all. Yep. So Shelly Singleton will check out of the game with 5. At the free throw line will be Siobhan McKinnon. She'll get 2 shots. Now, to the benefit of the Bruins, they have as a team only committed 8 team fouls, so the next foul they commit, unless it's a shooting foul, will still have a chance with the 1-and-1.
That's correct.
Roan will come out. In will come Brumskin.
But Brumskin's a little faster, a little quicker, better defensive player.
No, wait a minute. The referee has just corrected. It's 2 shots. She's showing 1-and-1, but that's incorrect. It's the 10th team foul.
Well, it makes it she was shooting anyway.
It's 2 shots. Unless in overtime they revert back to...
No, they don't.
I didn't think so. So 2 shots is in fact, the case. McKinnon will get a second. And that one rattles in and out. And Betts gets the rebound. So McKinnon is unable to hit from the free throw line.
Well, what they've got to do here is do a defensive stop. They got to get the ball.
Got to get a hand on that young lady. You cannot allow her the ability to just walk in and shoot. That will belong to the Bruins on the possession arrow.
The Bruins get the ball and they turn right into the Lady Truckers.
A minute and 45 remaining. And Dixon tied up and gets it back to McKinnon in the lane. McKinnon loses the handle, but they keep it off the mark. Bryant, and it's off Bryant's hands, out of bounds.
The Bruins have not scored in overtime, have they?
No, they have not. They need a steal here in the worst way for a 5-second tie-up. Council gets it across the timeline. They've got a 4-on-1. Bryant holds her ground. The shot doesn't go, and Bryant with the rebound. And then she is tied up.
They got to get the ball above their head. I can't believe they get the rebound and turn and let the Lady Truckers grab the ball. That was a nice rebound by Monica Bryant.
Stolen by McKinnon on the inbounds. McKinnon got the basket.
Whoa, what a shot. Woo! She was, and that was, you can't blame the young lady that was chasing her, Tim, because she tried to stop her from getting the shot off.
McKinnon is shaken up a little bit. She went down hard, took a hard knock. She's trying to collect her thoughts here and make sure she's able to continue. She might need a minute or so, and certainly the officials will give her as much time as she needs.
Well, and he is, and that's very understanding. But if I'm Vernon Clater, I might want to take a timeout.
Well, see, if it takes too long, then she has to come out of the game.
Right.
Can't get the free throw to go.
Yeah, that looked like a walk.
Council with the ball, double team, triple team. Now gets in and scores.
See, she is such a good ball player. She hesitated, went back and forth, and still.
And a reach-in foul. That will be
22.
That'll be a two-shotter. But
Bethel has not hit the free throws in the overtime, Tim. And that's 5 on Stacy Hundley.
So Duke Conrad, the coach, will have a minute or so to bring in a replacement, and she will bring in Courtney Hundley, Stacy Hundley's sister. Siobhan McKinnon will be at the free throw line with 2 shots, and she needs these 2 because they need to tie the game with 48 seconds remaining. And McKinnon regains her shooting touch as she had made 2 in a row, then missed 2. And now the all-important one to tie the game. In and out. And a tie-up, and that will belong to the Bruins. So the Bruins will get a break here. They'll get to keep the ball on the possession arrow, but they still trail by 1 point. 46 seconds remaining. Monica Bryant gets the inbounds pass, puts it up. No good. Loose ball.
We got another jump ball.
And that'll belong to the Truckers going the other way. So the possession arrow gives the ball. Possession arrow gives the ball to the Truckers. Again, full court pressure, almost a 5-second count. Yes, you got to call timeout, or it would have been. So the Truckers have to burn a timeout to avoid a 5-second violation. There you see the story, 40 seconds in the first overtime. I guess it's appropriate to say first overtime.
Yeah,
it could be.
Stranger things have happened.
49-48. If you joined us late, you've missed a real fine ball game on the part of the Bethel Bruins as they have just clawed and scratched their way against the favored team, the Churchland Truckers. Bruins trailed by 3 after 1, only by 2 at halftime. Then they had a big third period, outscored Truckers 17-9. But then in the fourth quarter, the Truckers came back and outscored Bethel 18-12 to tie the game. Nicole Council, the Eastern District MVP, hit 2 free throws to send the game into overtime. And she has been instrumental in scoring here. She had 5 points, only 5 in the first half. And she has added 12, 18, 20. She has 25 points, 20 of those points coming here in the second half. So the Truckers, who could not get it in time a moment ago, barely do this time. They do get it in, however, to Stacy Hundley. And Hundley knocks it out of bounds, but it was a Bruin who last touched it.
It was McKinnon got a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds, but they've got to go for the ball every way they can for the Bruins, because they've got to try to come up with a steal. Because the Truckers do not have to that's not a bad foul, but that's the young lady you probably don't want to foul.
Fortunately, now, as I said, the number of team fouls comes into play here, because that is only the 9th team foul, so it's 1-1 and not 2 shots like the Bruins are in. So Council has to make the first one in order to get a bonus. The Bruins down by 1 point with half a minute to go. Nicole Council with 25 points on the evening hits the first. She missed her first 2 free throws, but she has been 3 for 3 ever since.
And she has, Tim. And this will make a 3-point difference, which means the Bruins probably will go for a 3-pointer if she makes this one.
And she does, as she is in the zone now. She has been awesome in the second half, scoring 22 points. Siobhan McKinnon almost lost it, got it back. Anders underneath, knocked out of bounds by Churchland, I believe. 17 seconds to go, a 3-point game.
And this is what Vernon Clater's got to talk, Coach. Tim, he's got to tell him, listen, with 17 seconds, we're down 3. We got to go for the 3-point shot.
27 points for Nicole Council, as she has lit him up this second half with 22 points.
He sure has.
All right, we are going to return to Churchland High School for the conclusion of this contest after this brief timeout. Seconds remaining in the first overtime. The Bethel Bruins trailing 51-48 through no lack of effort, I should add. Bruins need a 3.
There it is.
McKinnon for 3, no good. On the baseline, Brown has it, and she is fouled with 9 seconds remaining.
And that was a good foul. You had to foul her.
And that will be the 10th team foul, so that will give an extra opportunity to the Truckers. They'll get 2 shots, leading by 3 with 9 seconds to go. So looks like the valiant effort of the Bruins may come up short. Worked a nice play. They got the ball from McKinnon inbounds and then gave it back to her. She had a chance at the 3, and then still, now this is a young lady who has not played much, so if you had to foul someone, she was the right person to foul.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Their starting center, Singleton, has fouled out. She missed the first and misses the second one as well, so a chance, the Bruins, the ball knocked out of bounds by the Truckers, so 8 seconds remain. The Bruins still have a chance at it.
Well, if I were the Truckers, I'd be putting pressure on a full court.
But now they bring back some pressure, and that was a good move on their part. Oh, that was a double dribble. That was a double dribble. That was clearly a double dribble with 5 seconds remaining. Young lady just looked up court to see who she was going to throw it to. Well, our player of the game for the Bruins is going to be McKinnon, Siobhan McKinnon, as the Truckers will win in overtime by the final score of 51-48. It has to be a heartbreaking loss for these Lady Bruins.
Oh, it really was, Tim, because I thought they had the game, and they may have thought they had it too, but they made some mental errors towards the end of the game and let the Lady Truckers back in it.
But the Bruins have nothing to be ashamed of. They, again, as I started to say, did a lot more than a lot of people thought they ever would. They figured to come over here and against a superior Churchland team have a real tough time of it, but they hung tough, almost won the game, but the clutch shooting of Nicole Council, rightly so, the MVP of the Eastern District, she has earned that title, and boy, she did nothing to diminish that title tonight.
No, she sure didn't, but you know, you have to take your hat off to Vernon Clater, second year at the helm at the Bruins, and to take them to the Eastern Regionals, nothing to be ashamed of. The young ladies represented the district well. To get beat in overtime is nothing to be ashamed of.
Absolutely not. And Siobhan McKinnon is our player of the game. She finishes the game unofficially with 21 points. And she just played a superb game, as did this whole Bethel team. So our congratulations to Vernon Clater and the Bethel Bruins. Their season comes to an end, but not before they gave it all they had, and then some.
There you go.
All right, we want to thank our crew for their always great job, and remind you that the final score again, the Churchland Truckers 51, and the Bethel Bruins 48 in this contest, brought to you tonight through the sponsorship of Zoom's Sitco with 5 convenient Hampton locations, by Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
And in part by Wood Funeral Home, where the funeral director is Richard Pulley. So for Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole and the entire Channel 5 crew. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
They were winners. Whether the score turned out to be in their advantage or not, it's not the issue. They were winners because they knew inside what it took.